Find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
What do onions and healing have to do with one another? If you'd like to learn more, stay tuned in for your 5-Minute Spirit Reboot. Joining me today is Soul Tribe podcast host, Akashic Records reader, healer, flower essence, ancestral healer. I'd like to welcome Lorena Espiga.
It's so nice to be here. Thanks, Laura Lee. Yeah, I have a lot of healing.
Well, after I said flower essence, I totally get why you're bringing up the whole onion idea because, gosh, onions do offer a lot of healing in so many homeopathic ways, but I don't think that's where you're going here. But first of all, before we go into that, what is Akashic Records?
What we do is open the Akashic Records. If all of your soul's information is contained in the Akashic Records. So each soul has its own book. Each soul has its own kind of database. If you want to look at it more like a more technical way, I guess you could think of it as a big database where all the information can be brought down by opening the Akashic Records. And through that, we can see everything the soul's experienced. We can see past lives. We can understand desires. We can understand lessons, karmic pending things. So we can extract all of that down. And you were talking about the onion. So the idea here is that they always bring down this concept of layers with healing. And we always bring it in like a very visual sense of like the onion, like peeling away the layers for you to heal through different things. And I think that helps people not feel so overwhelmed with their process and their journey because it can be overwhelming and really scary for some.
Well, how did you access the Akashic Records?
Through an opening verse or an opening prayer. So your teacher hands that down to you, and there's a closing verse as well to close the record.
Oh, interesting. When you talk about the onion, is it the same as, let's say, somebody who thinks they've done the healing work on a area in their life, and then they go on with life thinking, oh, all right, I've already done that work. And then all of a sudden it merges again. Is this what we're talking about when we're talking about the onion?
Correct. It can be new things coming up from healing that you've already done, or it can be, this is what I see a lot in readings or with people that come to me, like, I thought I had already healed this.
Right. And they feel bad about it and feel guilty that they didn't do quite enough work. So what do you say about that?
Yeah, that's not wrong. You probably have done your healing. You probably have worked through the chunk of whatever it is that you had to go through or whatever you had to face at that time. You were prepared for that at that time. And for a lot of us, our nervous system can't take all the healing all at once. It's just not possible. It's too much. So many times it feels like we're going back to it, but we're just seeing a different aspect of it or a different layer of it. Sometimes we have to go back to things that we've already seen or we thought we healed. But in actuality, what we've already healed already helps us move forward so that we can actually start kind of working deeper through things.
What would you suggest to somebody if something emerges in them again?
I think it's a lot of self-compassion and empathy for yourself and your journey. And I think a lot of us, we have this idea of like, there's like a finishing line to healing, and we're here to heal and to work through things. That's what our soul wants. We're ticking lessons off of our soul contract. So it's not that like black or white, and it's not a finish line. I think it's the moment we can really center ourselves, maybe put your hands on your heart. You can open your records too, if that's something that you're into, and really get the perspective, because that's not the way that our soul sees it. Our soul sees everything as an opportunity to learn and expand. And there's no rush with healing, I think it's more expanding and growing and making everything light so that we don't repeat it in our next life or in this life again. But I think centering yourself is important.
Thank you for sharing your message and your wisdom with our audience today. Where can people find you or the podcast?
So our podcast is on iTunes, Spotify, on Google, it's everywhere. So you can just look up Soul Tribe Podcast. You can also go onto our website, thesoultribepodcast.com. And you can find me at lorenaespiga.com or on my Instagram, lorenaespiga_wellness.
Wonderful. Thank you. And if you want more 5-minute spirit reboots, subscribe to the Radio Medium Laura Lee podcast or subscribe to this episode. It was a pleasure.